Arm wrestling is one of the most exciting and interesting sport in the world. We have seen the biggest YouTuber in the world, Mr. Beast, make a video about arm wrestling. We have seen strong powerlifters like Larry Wheels go almost full-time deep into arm wrestling. We have seen strongmen like Brian Shaw, Eddie Hall, and multiple other athletes across all divisions try arm wrestling. That is a proof that the sport is growing and it has a bright future ahead. And Paul Italia is now talking about bringing Jeff Seed into arm wrestling. Mike O'Hearn is going to be there and possibly CT Fletcher as well. So things are getting exciting. In this video, we are going to talk about Paul Italia's podcast with CT Fletcher and Devon Larratt. Then we'll see what Denis Plenkov had to say about Alexei Vovoda's loss to John Brzezinski. So in the podcast, Devon was asked about his training and he said that what we kind of already expected, but not to that extent. Devon said that his training starts when he wakes up and it ends when he goes to bed in the night. He just takes small breaks in between. He's lifting throughout the day or he's on the table. One of these two. Now that is simply insane. After that, all of them had a good laugh at the overtraining myth, as they would like to call it, especially after seeing how much these guys are training and they're getting stronger. So maybe it is a myth. Maybe everyone can get away with training once at least every day. So that was a really interesting subject. And what else was interesting? YSL Illuminati 2.0. We saw a massive gathering a month ago and we are going to see it once again on January 5th to about January 7th. Mike O'Hearn is going to be there, the most famous natty bodybuilder. Devon Larratt is going to be there. Jerry Big Daddy Caderet is also probably going to be there. CT Fletcher is going to be there. And Paul Italia is trying to get a match against Jeff Seed. He told me that Jeff Seed recently uploaded a video about arm wrestling and he's really, I'll not use the word passionate, but he's kind of interested about the sport of arm wrestling. So naturally, as Paul Italia likes to do, he called him out for a super match for $5,000. Let's hope it happens. Now let's move towards Devon versus Jerry. Devon said that if he comes, I'll smash this dude in front of you. Jerry, if you're listening, bring all of your money, all of it. No promoter is going to pay for it. Devon said that the starting point for negotiations can be $20,000 for the Jerry Caderet match. Now this is lower than what I expected it to be because yes, we kind of understand he doesn't have to travel internationally. Well, it is kind of international travel if he has to go to USA from Canada, but his trip is already being paid for. But that's a good opportunity for Jerry if he wants that match. But Devon doesn't think that Jerry wants this match. I'm sure he's listening. I'm gonna say he's not gonna show up if there's a chance we're gonna arm wrestle for money. Now let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think? Is Jerry going to show up? Is he scared that he cannot arm wrestle against Devon? Because he has already said that a couple of months time is enough for him to prepare for the next match. He'll be ready by December. And this match can happen on January 5th or January 6th. So that is really exciting. In a video, Denis Plenkov said that Vovoda lost to John because he had only a couple of months for serious training. I don't think it is true because we have seen Vovoda train for multiple months now. I'll say at least 6 months, if not more. Maybe the serious training was only for 2 months, but that's on him. The match was announced for more than a couple of months. I don't exactly remember when these guys signed their contracts, but it's not John's problem. Vovoda took a difficult match when he faced Tim Bresnan, which didn't seem to be difficult at that time, and that was the same case this time as well. John Brzezinski match seemed to be easy for him, but eventually it turned out to be a real difficult match, and I hope it is not demotivating for him. And Denis also said that Vovoda needs about 6 months preparation to beat John Brzezinski. As we've already discussed, I think this match needs to happen as soon as possible if Vovoda is in fact looking for a rematch. Beating John when he's 60 plus, that wouldn't matter much. Of course, Vovoda can do that if he trains seriously, but if he's able to beat him in like 3-4 months from now, that can still mean something. Not as much as beating Prime Brzezinski, of course, but it would account for something. And Denis also said that he needs to work on his endurance. I'm talking about Vovoda, not Denis. Denis is an endurance monster and he believes that super matches are mostly about endurance if the strength gap is anywhere close. And finally, Schoolboy is going to have his next super match against the Malaysian overall champion Mike Ford on 21st of October. Pay-per-view link will be in the description. So this is what they said. For decades, arm wrestling has been dominated by Europeans, Americans, and lately the Middle East. Before that, before I read further, they say USC Invasion, Asia's biggest arm wrestling show. That's from their YouTube channel, Ultimate Arm Wrestling Championship. That's a cool thing to write, but man, let's be honest. Pro Punja League is here, which is probably the biggest arm wrestling organization in the world. So let's read further. In order to break this phenomenon, Southeast Asia's champions have now emerged. Okay, 21st October, international sensation Alexander Schoolboy attempts to steal the UAC super heavyweight title. So you can read the whole post. 125 kilogram versus 150 kilos. Mike Ford, you may have seen him arm wrestle Devon Larratt about 4-5 years ago in Malaysia. He was able to get a sneaky pin over Devon when Devon was kind of handling him easily. After that, of course, Devon was able to put the brakes on. But people are still saying that that guy is really strong, and you have to be strong to even pin Devon, even in a practice pool. So I think this is going to be a grinder. Schoolboy might be a slight favorite, but let's see what happens. Thanks for watching. Like the video and subscribe.